Hey everybody, if you like my videos of car crashes, people freaking out, and Reddit content, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, comment, and turn on notifications. Thanks.
r/ProRevenge. Badmouth me for not being religious? Enjoy wearing a ruined dress for Christmas. Note, if you're easily disgusted by nausea, this might not be the story for you. My aunt, we'll call her Karen here, seemed to have an obsession with virtue signaling. Growing up, she loved telling others how better she was than everyone else. Her go-to points for this were being vegan and being Christian. This story is about the latter. For many Christmases, Aunt Karen would make a point to tell me or my dad what bad people we were for not being religious, like she was. We never went to church, and my dad never made me take Sunday school. I remember Aunt Karen saying things like "that's not gonna get you to heaven, you know, or it's called Christmas for a reason. There's no Santa Claus in the Bible." She made snide remarks when my cousins and I watched cartoons with Santa in them. At one point, when I was a little older, she even said something to the effect of people who don't celebrate Christmas for anything other than Christ will go to hell. I don't know why my dad kept inviting her over. Something about Christmas makes people think they're obligated to be with toxic people only because they're family. Here's where the revenge comes in. One Christmas Eve, I was already in my moody, rebellious teen years, so I wasn't very merry to begin with. I dreaded having to spend another night with people that couldn't stand each other. Aunt Karen was especially snide this year, making comments like "you wouldn't be so gloomy if you went to church for once," or "kids today need the fear of God to straighten up. Ops sins are making him miserable." The last straw was when I heard Karen essentially tell my dad "your son will grow up to be a criminal if he's not taught about God in the Bible." I had enough of this lady being a bitch every Christmas, so I hatched a plan to get her out of my dad's house. When I was a kid, I used to be lactose intolerant, but my dad kept a jug of milk in the fridge to go with the Christmas cookies he bought for our relatives. When no one was looking, I drank a glass of milk in the kitchen, and carried on like nothing had happened. After a while, I started feeling nauseous, but did my best to hide it. I made sure to stay near Aunt Karen whenever I could. Eventually, I started gagging, and then finally, I let out a projectile of white gunk and stomach acid on Aunt Karen. She screamed in horror about me being a disgusting little brat, and how her sparkling red dress was ruined. I pretended to cry and act remorseful, making my other relatives sympathize with me. My dad was frustrated that he had to clean the carpet and sent me to my room. I eavesdropped on Karen lashing out at my dad for getting puked on, and, finally, my dad seemed to get the hint that his sister shouldn't have been invited. He told her to leave, so she did with my cousins in tow. I got in trouble for not using the bathroom when I threw up, but I didn't care. Karen made Christmas miserable for me, my dad, and most likely my cousins, her kids, so I decided to return the favor. I thought it'd take this small victory to my grave until I discovered Reddit. Merry Christmas, you filthy animal. Now for some comments. Comment 1. Matthew 6:1 Beware of practicing your righteousness before men to be noticed by them, otherwise you have no reward with your Father who is in heaven. Matthew 6:2 When you pray, do not be like the hypocrites, who love to stand and pray in the synagogues and on street corners so that others may see them. Amen, I say to you, they have received their reward. Both deal with seeking attention. Look at me, look at how good I am, I'm a Christian so I'm better than you. Matthew 7:1 Judge not lest ye be judged. Just a few lines from the Bible as evidence that your Aunt Karen is not as Christian as she claims to be. Thanks for sharing your small victory. Sounds like she deserved it and more. BTW, I don't consider myself to be a Christian, but I do like using their own book against them. Comment 2. Lactose intolerance treats me differently. I was really hoping you were going to expel from the other end. Comment 3. She had it coming, she should have just kept her mouth shut. How are your cousins? What do you think will be different this year? Comment 4. Did the same thing to my school bully. It was just a moldy cookie instead.